Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Douglas. I'm an interviewer for CNN News, and this evening we are interviewing Paul Baumer, a current U.S. soldier. So Paul, how would you describe yourself before the war even started? Let's see. Well, Ryan, very great question. Life was difficult during my early childhood. I so happened to be a complete family man, helping out on the farm, working throughout the house, and helping my parents and my mom clean. In my alone time, I love to write poetry. I feel like I can easily clear my mind and get in touch with my writing. Writing poetry really lets me expose my emotions. Things like this help soothe my mind. So you're saying that you were a family man. How did that change when you were drafted into the military at such an early age? Well, it was not easy to be drafted as someone would think. I cry a lot when I'm in active duty because I miss my family. I definitely feel that the experience of war has changed who I am. I find it very hard to deal with the death of my soldiers. I don't feel like I am able to act like myself anymore around my family either. I am sometimes not able to eat, sleep, or drink. I am unable to express my emotions about the war sometimes also. It brings an epitome of weakness. I try my best to stay positive in these types of situations. When Kemrick died, I felt my strength deteriorating because there was so much sorrow built up. As I went on with my life, I felt like I got better at dealing with death. I'm so mesmerized by the fact that I have to keep myself alive, I don't even think about the others anymore. Describe to me some of your friends and companions during the war. Well, my close friend was Albert Kropp. Albert was one of my classmates during boot camp, who is serving with me right now in the 2nd Company. He is such an intelligent and speculative young man. He is one who is very curious about the war, so we named him our recon specialist. His curiosity could eventually kill him one day, though. Franz Kemrick was also one of my classmates. He suffered a small wound to his leg during the first battle, but then he made the decision to have his leg amputated to reduce the chance of an infection. Unfortunately, we lost him a month after his leg was amputated. Lastly, my closest friend in this war, not my close friend, my best friend, is Stanislaus Kaczynski. He is a part of our platoon. He is going on 41 and has a nice family. He is a very resourceful man and always knows how to get food, clothing, and blankets while we're out there. You still find moments where you feel like you need to write during the war? I know it's difficult sometimes to go through all the stress. Well, yes, I do write here and there, but I don't have much time. It's saddening to know that my long-lost love for writing won't be found anytime soon. They don't let us write sometimes in the military, but most of the time we don't have time. Do you feel like it was unfair for you to join the war, or to have to join the war at such a young age? Yes, absolutely. I feel like an education is more important than fighting in the war. People should absolutely have their choice if they want to join the war or not. I would have liked to go to school for a while and then join the military, so I would be able to get a decent job in something like I like doing. I pictured my childhood as going to school and then joining the military. Having your dreams and future ripped away from the palm of your hands is something I wouldn't wish to anyone. It sucks. Really, really bad. How do you find yourself coping with your emotions? There's a platoon therapist that can help us. I choose not to go to him. I feel like I have to deal with my own emotions by myself because nobody would ever understand them. I don't want others knowing about my personal life. After the war, nobody is going to need to know my problems anyways, so I just choose to not express them to others because it doesn't concern them. What do you see yourself doing after the war anyways? Well, to be honest, I don't really know. The longer we are fighting this war, the less I see myself doing anything productive later on. I feel like my anxiety rises every day. I fear that this war will ruin my generation. I'm scared that I will feel bewildered after the war. You ever feel like you get lonely or scared during the war? Of course. Anyone who's human would get scared during a war. You always fear that while you're loading, you would get ambushed. While you're sleeping, you would get ambushed. While you're eating, you would get ambushed. There are all kinds of things that scare us. As the means of lonely, I wouldn't say we get lonely, because we have each other to keep us company. Some of us get homesick sometimes, but that's pretty much it. Feel like your family or other soldiers have been affected? There's no doubt they're affected. I know that my family misses me dearly, just like I miss them. They miss my sense of humor and ability to take on an issue and overcome it. But in terms of affecting my platoon, I feel that I am a leader and one that people should look up to. I try to be a role model to everyone, including my family. I hope to see them again soon. Lastly, What is your take on war, and what do you think it's done for our country? War is something that is needed and not needed. If you have foreign affairs that affect your country, then they need to be resolved immediately. If it requires violence, then do it. War is also something that can be prevented. The use of allies can resolve the problem. This would prevent the usage of bombs and other tactics to terrorize a country. So to conclude this interview, I advise no one to choose war. If you have to go by law, then do it. But if you don't, then choose a career in something else. It could mentally destroy you in the end. All quiet on the Western Front. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate your time.